All ready?
Yeah!
Rock and roll!
This is called The Wall. I've been hurting all day.
Can't cool down.
This is one hell of a hill.
The way things are going, you can be pretty sure that someday soon, something, well, a bit like this will be coming to a street near you.
My nephew is actually a steward with Qantas, actually, and he believes that he can see our place here and take off and landing it.
2 years in the filming, we've tracked down a group of Australian families for whom Christmas means everything.
For me, Christmas is the best thing during the year.
I'm actually running around 60,000 lights.
60,000?
Yes.
That's a lot of lights.
Yes, it is.
We watch as the Christmas season draws near and the competition breaks out between neighbour and neighbour.
Well, there's a lot of hands on the hips and standing in the middle of the road with the smoke dangling from his lips and saying, oh, that bloke down there, what's he got this time, sort of thing. So it's very competitive.
Initially I didn't really have a burning desire to come down here and help these kids. I was just like on holiday. But I got on with them really well. But they were nice kids and they were just really poor and they had no food and they used to have to beg for food because otherwise they couldn't eat. And Keo was this little kid and he was totally wild. His father was abusive and drunk and he used to beat up his stepmom, and he had another brother who also lived in the other sides of the streets, and so his old man used to chain him up just to stop him from running away. And he was the youngest, he was about 7. You know, the cost associated with supporting and helping a child here is so low. And we're like, well, why don't we actually get them in school? I mean, that'd be, that'd be a neat trick if we can get these kids to, go to school. And so it snowballed from there. We hired one guy to come down and cook 2 meals for them a day. He bought his wife, cooked the food, he came down and we're just trying to introduce a little bit of structure. I mean, a big milestone was the day, we got them enrolled in school. Maggie and I took them up and had their first day at school, and it was pretty cool. They really loved the opportunity and were really looking forward and excited about going to school. They were going to school, living under the pool table, having someone come down and bring 2 meals a day. The organisation, I guess, was formed when we had the house, and then once we had the facilities in place, it didn't really take long before other street kids sniffed it out. Yeah, and that's the way it kind of evolved.
Everyone in their own capacity has done a lot to get here, whether it's around the organisation, the fundraising, or the personal commitment or training, or, for some people there'll be it's a recognition of sacrifice in one way or another, and starting it, I think, is the start of this, the journey.
Hands across the water!
The fact that it's a bike trip from Bangkok down to Phuket is almost an aside. I think the challenge of riding that sort of distance, when you're not riding on road bikes, you're riding on mountain bikes, so that makes it very tough. The challenge really appeals to me. I mean, I love a challenge.
This path that we're following up through the valley here and around to the base of the Annapurnas, I guess, towards the border of Tibet, is the original trade route from Tibet that was established in the 15th century. Hence there's a lot of ponies and mules and donkeys and so on that come backwards and forwards up and down here, bringing produce down to sell in Pokhara. So this track has actually been here for thousands and thousands of years.